In our discussion of markets, we saw that market is a place where n number of buyers and sellers come together to exchange goods and services at at the given market price. That is, they exchange goods and services as against in return of money, in exchange of money. So market basically is a place where n number of buyers and sellers come together to exchange goods and services. This market basically, or the market economy as a whole, functions due to price mechanism, that is to say with the help of price mechanism. Now what is this price mechanism? How price is determined into the market? In order to understand this, we need to understand the market forces. There are precisely two types of market forces which determine the price. First is demand and another is supply. So that is to say, the forces of demand and supply determine the price of a particular commodity in the marketplace, which the consumer pays in exchange of goods and services. Okay. So while studying this, we will today start a topic called demand analysis. So in our attempt to study the market forces, we will today study the first force, that is demand. And as you can see, the name of the chapter, that is demand analysis. So what is demand? If one asks you a question, what is demand? Demand is nothing but a need of a consumer or a want of a consumer, backed by ability to pay or purchasing power and willingness to pay. For example, you may want to buy a Mercedes or an expensive bungalow, okay, in a lavish area or a posh area of the city. You might want to, let us say, own a restaurant or want to buy a restaurant where the real estate prices are high. Or you might want to buy diamonds or gold. But if you see, all these things command a certain price in the market. Okay? And the demand for that particular commodity will only come when you pay that price, that is to say, you are willing to pay that price. So it may happen that, for example, Mercedes or a BMW, you might want to buy it. So there is a want. Okay, so that is to say, demand is need or want of a consumer, backed by ability to pay and willingness to pay. Okay, so that is basically, these are the forces that factors that contribute to a demand. Now, if you want to buy a Mercedes or a BMW, but you don't have money to buy that will not constitute a demand, because you do not have the purchasing power or ability to pay. You may have a lot of money, okay, but you think that buying a Mercedes will be waste of money. You don't want to buy that. Okay, you want to put that money into real estate or buying equities, let us say. So then there will be demand for those assets rather than for Mercedes. That is to say, again, the demand for Mercedes will not be there even if you have money and you do not have willingness to pay. Okay, for that, let us say, for example, you might be thinking of buying gold, but if the gold prices are too high, you might think that you will buy it later on. Okay, so that is to say you have ability to pay, but you currently do not have willingness to pay. Okay, that does not constitute a demand. Okay, so in order to constitute a demand, these factors must come together. That is to say, need or a want of a consumer to buy a product, backed by ability to pay or purchasing power and willingness to pay. Okay, and further, that particular commodity also should have utility. We will discuss utility analysis down the line. So therefore, demand of a particular commodity refers to the amount of it which will be bought at a particular price. Okay, per unit time. So demand for a particular commodity which will be bought at a particular price per unit time. Okay, so at a given certain particular price. Now demand can be individual demand or a market demand. Whenever you go in a market and reveal your preferences in the market, you might want to, let us say, buy an ice cream, or you might want to buy bread, you might want to buy a car. Okay, that is your individual demand, right? N number of people like you when come together in a marketplace, and if they want to buy that product at let us say various levels of prices, then that is to say the market price, then that will be a market demand for that particular period. Okay, so what is this exactly? Individual demand is a demand for a commodity or the amount of a commodity that a consumer purchases at various prices, at various levels of prices during a period of time. Here you can note two things. We are talking about various levels of prices, not one particular price. Okay, because that will vary. And another thing is we are talking about a particular period of time. So when we talk about demand, we always refer to price, various levels of prices, and time or time period. This is about an individual demand. Let us say when you go in the market and want to buy a t-shirt or pair of shoes, that is your individual demand. What is market demand? When n number of people like you will come into the market with an aspiration to buy the same good, that will constitute the market demand. So the market demand is nothing but total sum of the demands of all the individual customers or all the individual consumers who purchase the commodity at various levels of prices in a given period of time. Again, here you can notice the words that are used is various levels of prices, price level, and time period. These are the important aspects. In all, if you see in business economics or in managerial economics, this market demand is more important than the individual demand. So while forecasting the market demand for a particular product, etc., this market demand in a particular given period of time will be considered as against the individual demand by the firm. Okay, so that is to say, when a firm wants to know the market demand for its products that it produces and wants to sell in the market, it will be focusing on this market demand and not on individual demand.